ambition, spirituality for relentless leaders. So, if you are someone who is super driven, super ambitious, high achieving, and you have a mind that's go, 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 traditional approaches to mindfulness and spirituality may not work for you. And the reason is you've got a different brain than most people. Most people are able to just kind of sit in a chair, follow the rules, not question authority. And, for them, the approach to spirituality is very different as well. So I want to talk about why spirituality is different for you and what you can do to develop a spiritual practice if that is something that you desire. And if you are not sure who I am, hello, my name is Diana. I'm the Glow Up Guru. I'm a triple certified master life coach. I'm also a licensed attorney and an entrepreneur. This jewelry I'm wearing is actually from my jewelry line, Diana Bandoh Jewelry. So if you want something unique and beautiful, go to dianabandoh.com. But I've done a lot of different things in my life, and I've been on a spiritual journey my whole life. And that spiritual journey at different points included organized religion, not being involved in organized religion, being clear on what I believed, expanding what I believed, and now it's kind of come full circle. And one thing I have realized is if you're an intellectual and someone who's really successful, it's very hard to get involved in a lot of organized religion or organized spiritual practices because it's very common for them to be run by some form of leadership that frankly isn't as smart as you are and wants you to check your brain at the door and just think what they tell you to think and believe what they tell you to believe and not question anything. And the reality is your brain, your intellect, your ability to figure things out is what has gotten you as far as you are. And so any type of spiritual practice that really works for you needs to honor your intellect rather than dismiss it. And that is what I want to talk about today. So I had started giving a talk a little over a year ago, and it's called Women Are God's Best Work. And in that talk, I talk about the biblical version of the creation story and point out how in that story, there's so much that was created, the heavens, the earth, and after each thing, it's like God said, it was good, it was good, it was good. And the very first time that something is described as not being good was a man who was alone. And it was a man who had everything. He had power, he had authority, he had unlimited resources, he had no enemies, he had everything you could want, but he was alone. And God said, it's not good. And what's interesting to me is even though he had everything, and even though he had a perfect, uninterrupted relationship with divinity, with God himself, God was like, not good. You need someone suitable for you. So he gave him another human being to do life with. And why does that matter? Because sometimes you are told it should be enough. You've got all the things, you've got the bells, the whistles, you've got the toys, the trips, the lifestyle, you've got it. That should be enough. But even in the Bible, there's an example where the creator in the, book of Genesis creation story says having all the things isn't enough. You still need relationships, you still need connection. And again, if you were someone who, I grew up in church, sometimes you get told to check your brain at the door, but your brain is actually the path to the version of spirituality that works for you. If you're really smart, what you need is a spiritual practice that is based on you rather than checking a box from some book or from institution. So what I'm going to do is talk a little bit more about the spirituality that works for you, but then I'm also going to do a quick guided visualization exercise so that you can actually experience what I'm talking about for yourself and see for yourself, how your intelligence and your spirituality can be one and the same. And I am going to be checking my notes because I never want to forget anything that I've said. So if you're someone who, doesn't want to settle, doesn't want to slow down, and you have tried traditional mindfulness practices and felt like, okay, this isn't for me. My brain is still racing. This isn't for me. This doesn't make sense. I'm not allowed to ask questions. I'm told to just trust and flow. I'm talking to you. So first of all, your deep ambition, your desires, they're not a problem. they're a key. They're like little breadcrumbs, to what you're meant to have. And, I've said this before, that people who are really ambitious, who want it all, who are like not satisfied, those are the people who move civilization forward. All the things that we're enjoying right now, like right now, I'm using a light ring, I'm recording on my phone, using the internet, on YouTube. All of these things were created by people who were not happy with the status quo, who said, you know what, it'd be really cool if there was like a way to put my phone in the middle of a circle with light and have extra lighting while recording. And the lighting in the room isn't enough. We need more lighting. And they made a light ring. Someone decided that we needed YouTube, that like just having Google wasn't good enough. We needed like a place with video, and now we have it. And so if you're someone who's just like, you can do all the things, and you're someone who people would describe as having it all and it's not enough for you, congratulations. It just means that you are one of the chosen ones who's meant to drive society forward. And if that's true for you, I believe that you also were meant to have a unique connection with, regardless of whether you call it God, Jesus, Allah, source energy, quantum field, the universe, whatever that is for you, you were meant to have a divine, a unique relationship with it. And so what I'm really excited about is I have created my first program specifically tailored to the needs of people who, the term for it is, they have the hunter gene. And it's a spirituality program specifically for hunters, designed to teach you how to create your own unique spiritual connection. So whether you are someone who's involved in organized religion, which I am, or you're someone who's not, this program's still for you, because it's not about a book. It's not about a certain doctrine. It's about learning how to, first of all, listen to your internal guidance, and then use that, your intelligence, your inner knowing, your body, as a way to connect with your creator, your source. And so I know that there are people, I've dealt with them, my clients, who have tried to meditate before, tried to be still, tried to just let it go. And they're like, my brain won't work with me. And why is that? It's because your brain is meant to go, go, go. It's meant to have like multiple things happening at the same time. However, you are the thinker of the thoughts, and you were meant to be in the driver's seat, not your thoughts themselves. And so through this program, I will teach you how to put yourself in the driver's seat so you are running the show, not the thoughts that you are thinking. And if that sounds like way too abstract, too woo-woo, it's not. It's based in science, but there are practices that you can do that will help you get your mind, to be under your control, as opposed to it running the show. And I know that, when I was first like exploring spirituality outside of just organized religion, I felt like there was just a lot of very kind of airy-fairy, hey, wow, woo-woo people that were all about burning things and being in the woods. And, I thought, well, that's great for them, but I live in the real world. I'm a lawyer. At one point, I was working a corporate job. And so like that stuff doesn't work for me. Like that's just not my lifestyle. And I've learned in the process of going on this journey that some of the most successful people in corporate America are also deeply spiritual. I recently saw an article, and it was about like the kind of spiritual revival that's happening right now in Silicon Valley. And so, you don't have to have like intelligence or spirituality and like opposite sides. Like they can be mirrored, but it doesn't look the same as it does for people who maybe don't consider themselves intellectuals and deep thinkers. And that's okay. We love that for them. This is a space for us. And so I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I want to be clear. Like if you feel like traditional approaches to spirituality, traditional approaches to organized religion don't work for you because you have too many questions, your brain keeps like running on all cylinders, you're not able to just sit and listen and, observe and agree because somebody standing on a stage is telling you what to think, this is for you. Like you don't need to turn your brain off. And in fact, like when you have this hunter's gene, sometimes your connection to divinity is stronger than the person who's in the position of leadership over you, which is why, blindly trusting the things that they're saying to be correct can be so triggering or frustrating or feel impossible. I stopped going to church for about 10 years, and one of the things that kind of was like pushed me in that direction is the church I was going to at the time. The senior pastor, who has now been removed and isn't there at all anymore, he would make these comments during the Sunday service that would make me angry, and I would leave angry every single week. And because of the space that I was in, and not being confident enough in where I was spiritually, I would be like, oh, like it must be my sin, it must be something wrong with me, like my pride, that's why I'm leaving angry. But the truth is, the pastor was making comments that honestly were an insult to the intelligence of everyone present. And the people who weren't very smart weren't offended by it, but I am highly intelligent, and I was offended by someone in a religious leadership role making comments that were an insult to my intelligence. And so, I eventually left and kind of threw out the baby with the bathwater and stopped going to church altogether. And I'm making that point because if you are the type of person I'm speaking to, you likely have had a similar experience with organized religion where you were going and going, but felt like I'm too smart to be here, or, they're not willing to answer my questions or let me, bring up the inconsistencies in what's being said. And that's why I've created this, because I want you to understand that you can have all your questions and also a deep, thriving spiritual connection, and also function in the real world as the professional that you are. So what I have created, it's not another productivity hack. It's a spiritual operating system that respects your drive. And so it's called the Spirituality Reset. And I just launched it literally in the last hour on my website. And the structure of the reset is it's 8 sessions with me. And then you also get bonus access to my 7-day executive reset. So the intention that I have is that you would sign up, start using the executive reset right away. And it's designed to, be listened to like one day at a time for 7 days. It's like 20 minutes. And to really get the full benefit, I recommend redoing the executive reset, because each time you listen to the messages, like you'll hear something different or they'll land a little bit deeply. But you want to get to a point where like the things in the messages are becoming your habits and not something that you're, listening to and like, oh, it's just good information. Like what I am selling and what I am offering is life transformation, not just information. It's about embodiment, not just knowing things in your head. And so anyway, the executive reset, do it over and over. I say like 4 or 5 times is like the ideal number of times to go through it. So it'll take about a month. And then there's 8 sessions. So in the 8 sessions, what you will learn is, it's called the Feel Good Life methodology. It was created by Isabel Tierney, who's a master's level licensed therapist. She's also part of the Transformational Leadership Council, which is an invite-only group for leaders who are doing groundbreaking work in the personal development space. And I am certified in the Feel Good Life methodology. So you'll be learning that, which is designed to teach you how to have an advanced level of self-mastery, and by mastering your nervous system rather than just, being ruled by it. And your nervous system is what controls, your emotions, your thoughts. So it's really like game changing to know how to master it. But it's also going to be, I'm going to teach you how to use the Feel Good Life methodology to enhance your spiritual connection. So it's not about organized religion. I'm teaching scientific principles, helping you embody them so that you can then take them into whatever spiritual practice you want to have. So whether that's a practice that's part of organized religion, whether it's about just being spiritual, not religious, it doesn't really matter, because these are principles that will help you make it possible to connect spiritually however you want without being blocked by an overactive mind. That sounds too good to be true. It's not. It's heavily based in neuroscience. There's a lot of psychology as well, but neuroscience, and also, like I said, nervous system. And so if you are, high level leader, visionary, someone who's building things, someone who has a mind that is just go, 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 go all the time. And you know that what's missing from your life right now is a deeper spiritual practice that allows you to temporarily recharge so that you can show up very powerfully in the world. This is for you. And I would love to see you inside. It's going to be incredible. Like I said, it's 8 sessions. You get the executive reset, and then you also get 3 months of access to my concierge coaching program, which is the platform is called Voxer. And so you will get access to that. So it's a direct line to me for 3 months. So outside of our structured sessions, you can reach out to me with questions via voice note or text, and I will follow up with you there. So you get concierge access in real time, as opposed to, just waiting for your session. And so the value of the program, based on my current pricing, which it changes over time based on my availability, based on my skill set. But right now, the value of the program is around $25,000. And the breakdown for that is the one-on-one sessions, the value of that is about $16,000. And I say about because right now my rate is one rate, but so the value is based on the rate. So the 8 sessions, and then the executive reset program, the 7-day, that is a $999 value. And then the concierge coaching service is $3,000 a month, and you get 90 days access. So that's another $9,000. So the total value, if you add it all up, is just under $26,000. And the price is, because I love my angel numbers, it's 12222. So $12,222. And there are financing options at checkout and, different things. So this is something that will be a huge transformational experience for you, because once you have that spiritual connection in place, it allows you to show up more powerfully in every other area of your life. It allows you to be more dynamic at work. It allows you to be more present in your relationships. It allows you to be more intentional in the way that you manage your finances for legacy rather than just for short term. And it also allows you to be more deliberate with how you make decisions about movement, nutrition, and wellness. So yes, this is just a spirituality focused program, but it's spirituality that will turbocharge your results in every other area of your life. It's literally designed to be a life-changing, rapid, transformational experience. So even though it's, only 8 sessions with me one-on-one, the value of the distance that you'll travel, it'll be like a year of self-worth work, a year of self-development work compressed into 8 hours. So if that sounds good to you, then you are going to love this program. So now I'm going to transition into a little mindfulness exercise that I love to do in sessions with clients. And I'm, wanting to do more mindfulness practices on this channel. And so this is me pushing myself to get started. So what we're going to do is a little bit of breath work and then a guided visualization. Do not do this if you are driving a car, if you're operating heavy machinery. Just hit pause and come back to this video later. But this is designed to deactivate your your sympathetic nervous system, activate your parasympathetic. And so after doing this exercise, you should feel more relaxed, but also more divinely connected. So let's begin. So what I want you to do first and foremost is just take a moment to notice your body. So just take a moment to just notice, starting with your feet, like noticing the temperature of your feet, noticing, the temperature of your toes, whether they feel relaxed or constricted. Like just notice your body, notice what's happening. Bring the awareness from the soles of your feet slowly up to your calves, to your knees, to your thighs, and just noticing like what feels good, where there's tension, and just, take a moment to just really become aware of your body. And there's no rush, there's nowhere to be, there's just this moment. And then what I want you to do is just to start paying attention to your breath. So noticing, like, are you breathing deeply? Is your breath shallow? Like, what's happening with your breath right now? Have you been holding your breath? Like, what is going on right now with your breathing? And after a couple moments of noticing that, we're going to begin the breathwork pattern of inhaling for 5, holding the breath for 5, exhaling for 5, and just relaxing for 5. The reason for the relaxing for 5 is so that you're not building up tension by forcing this breathwork pattern. So let's begin right now. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale again, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4, 5. Powerfully exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale again, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4, 5. Powerful exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now what I want you to do is inhale on your own timing. So it can be for 5, 7, 3, whatever feels good, but just deeply inhale and then hold the breath. And I want you to visualize the oxygen that you just inhaled circling through your body, activating all the good energies within your body, oxygenating your blood cells. And whenever you start to feel a little constriction and tension, I want you to exhale as forcefully and powerfully as you can for however long it takes. It doesn't have to be for 5. And then relax for a moment before inhaling again. So don't force yourself to inhale right away. Just powerfully exhale, be still for a moment, and then inhale again. And after you do that, just repeat the inhale, hold, exhale, relax pattern on your own timing, and just let it be about whatever feels good for you. But now what I want you to do is on the inhales, I want you to use your intention to inhale whatever it is that you're feeling like you need in this moment. So whether it's answers, whether it's connections, whether you need investors, whether you need employees, whatever it is that you need in this moment, use your breath to energetically draw it into your body and feel yourself accepting it. And when you're holding the breath before exhaling, I want that to be a moment of just expressing gratitude for whatever it is that you've received. So whether it's if you're needing love and connection, inhale, hold the breath and express gratitude for it and really allow yourself to feel very grateful. And then powerfully exhale. And when you're exhaling, I want you to tell yourself that you are releasing everything that you want to let go of, everything that you no longer feel serves you, everything that you need to surrender to make space for what you are desiring most. So whether it's playing small, whether it's fear of speaking up, whether it's, not living in the moment because of thinking that you've got to give yourself permission, in the future, whatever it is that you need to stop doing, you know what it is, I don't have to tell you. So with your breath, let that go. Tell yourself you're surrendering everything that no longer serves you. You're releasing it powerfully, dynamically with each exhale, and then just relax and inhale again. So drawing in what you need, letting go of what no longer serves you. Just do that a couple times. And as you're inhaling what you want and exhaling what no longer serves you, I want you to suddenly see yourself as being in the middle of a forest or somewhere green, a jungle. And if you notice that your eyes begin to close, that's okay. They don't have to close, but don't force yourself to keep them open. Don't force yourself to keep them closed. Just do what works for you. And so I want you to notice in this area that you're in, surrounded by nature, how green everything is, how lush everything is. And just feel sun on your skin, kind of kissing your shoulders and feeling so incredible. And in this moment, I want you to allow yourself to feel very safe, totally safe, supported, protected, and feel like every single thing that you were worried about just a few minutes ago has been resolved. You have no problems, you have no worries, you're totally at peace, and everybody you love all is well with them. So allow yourself to just really feel that. Let that sink in, that feeling of gratitude, that feeling of being supported, that feeling of being divinely protected. And just allow yourself to feel lighter because all is well. Everything's taken care of. And you're so grateful because everything, all of the questions you asked, all of the things, like it's all good, all of it. And so just have that moment where you're just feeling safe, feeling loved, feeling protected, and knowing that everything in your life has worked out and everything in the lives of the people you love has worked out. They're healthy, they're good, they're great, they're better than ever. So just keep walking and just noticing the beauty of nature and noticing how just connected you suddenly feel to everything around you. Like there's something you have in common with the trees, with the birds, with all the life, and just feel grateful for that, to feel so alive and so connected. And as you're walking through this forest, I want you to notice off in the distance a clearing, and you notice that there's some light, and so you start walking towards it. And as you're walking, you just feel yourself like picking up speed until all of a sudden you're running towards this light off in the distance. You're not sure what it is. And as you get closer to it, you realize it's a cliff and there's like this beautiful blue sparkling water. And you decide to not slow down and just run off the edge. And the second your feet leave the ground, rather than starting to fall like you normally would, suddenly you begin to float like a feather. So rather than speeding down into the water, you're floating, gradually drifting. And in this moment, feeling very connected, supported, like you're not alone, like you've always been divinely protected. And again, feeling flooded in your heart with so much gratitude for this moment. And then before you know it, you're underneath the water, completely submerged. And you have this moment where you realize that even if somebody wanted to, they couldn't get to you right now. There's no email in this moment. There's no phone calls. There's nothing to do. There's just you underneath the water, being with the life that is underneath the water, the world of plants and, you know, sea creatures. And so just notice what you see swimming by you right now. And you kind of feel like everything is just winking at you, whether it's a whale, whether it's a fish, whether it's sea algae. It just notices you and then continues along. And so just allow yourself to observe whatever's happening underneath the surface of the water, and allow yourself to notice a sense of connection with that as well, and a sense that you're not so different than what's happening underneath the water. So just enjoy your moment. There's no rush. There's nowhere to be. It's just you having a secret moment beneath the surface. And whenever it is that you notice yourself needing air, just allow your body to float to the surface of the water. And when you get to the surface, you see that there's a beach, so you swim towards that. Swim towards it. Eventually you reach the shore. And when you get out of the water, you stand up and you look and you see the cliff, you see the forest that you just ran out of, you see the water, and you just feel grateful for this little moment that you had where no one was bothering you, you had no problems, and you're able to just be alone, surrounded by nature, feeling connected, feeling one with nature. And just allow yourself to just let a sense of gratitude overwhelm all of your senses, your sight, your smell, your touch. You just feel like your heart is bursting with gratitude. And as you're doing that, you slowly become more and more aware of your body being in the space that it was in when we got started. You bring your awareness back to your feet. to your calves, to your knees. Just notice that you're here now, but you're also there now. And so just enjoy the moment for as long as you want to, as long as you need to. And when you feel complete, just express gratitude for the gift of life, for the gift of sight, sound, reason, for the gift of intelligence, and vow that you will use it for the highest good of all, including, first and foremost, yourself. So to seal this, just take a couple more deep breaths. And whenever you are ready, I want you to slowly, gently, gradually open your eyes if they were closed. And if your eyes were closed, I want you to take a moment to just look at something. Look at your feet, look at something on the ground. Just look at something that's on the earth or connected to the earth until you feel kind of stable. And then you're done. So that exercise is just okay, I got a phone call. That exercise is just a tiny preview of what types of things I will do with you inside of the spirituality reset. So if you enjoyed that, and if you feel like doing more deeper work like that will help you kind of navigate a path towards your own spiritual practice that allows you to feel supported in your day-to-day life, then I think the spirituality reset is going to be something that you love. I am super excited about it. I know it's going to be life-changing, and can't wait to see you inside. So all of the details are in the description box below. And, you know, I don't know. If you have any questions, if you have any doubts, I would say put your hand on your heart and just ask, like, is this right for me? And just see what the answer is. And maybe the answer is maybe later. Maybe the answer is yes, do it right now. Whatever the answer is, listen to yourself, trust yourself. Your body has the answers. If you're not familiar with the term body intelligence, look into that. It's not something I created, but your body already knows what's right for you, what's not, and your job is just to listen. And sometimes that amazing brain of yours will tell you to do things that your body's saying like, no, 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 no. So this spirituality reset will help you come home to your body and make it so that your brain and your body can be on the same page instead of fighting with each other. So I'd love to see you inside. It's going to be incredible. And that is all I have for now. I will see you in the next one. Bye.